Hi, everybody. My name is Keith Fabry. I'm the host of the Run and Shoot podcast, and this is episode number one of the Run and Shoot podcast. I'm going to do a quick one today, and I'm going to discuss the Run and Shoot Georgia concept and the way that I run it. I'm hoping with this podcast to bring on coaches from across the country that run the Run and Shoot to kind of get a little bit more visibility and get some of that stuff out there because I think it's the greatest offense in football ever created. But unfortunately, it's kind of the enigma offense where there's only a handful of us that know how to teach it, run it. And there hasn't been a lot of information on it over the years. So my hope is to get other coaches on here to talk about some of the stuff that they like to do within their run and shoot and try to take deep dives into certain concepts as we go through this. So today I'm going to talk about the Georgia concept and how I run it. Share my screen here. All right, here we go. And this is what I call 670 Z Georgia even. So I'm going to show it this way first. The regular Georgia concept comes from the slide concept. Slide was kind of discarded years ago by June Jones, and he kind of combined Bill Walsh's 22Z in triangle read along with what he was doing with the slide, and he kind of came up with Georgia, which is a hybrid. Well, I run a hybrid of Georgia myself that's more like slide than it is the current Georgia concept, but I call it Georgia. So normally Georgia is run to the trip side. I run it to the trips, out of even, and to the weak side. So I have 3 ways of running it, okay? Which makes it a very versatile concept. And the eye movement patterns are always the same for the quarterback. So there's really no reteaching that needs to happen. So 670 Z Georgia even. The 670 is 600 is telling the running back he's on a free release to the right, which is a swing route for us. 70 is our 5-man protection with the free release, but not mirrored concepts. So it's running the concept in its whole. 0 tells us to go to the right. 1 would tell us to go to the left. Georgia's the play concept. Even is telling us we're running us out of a 2x2 because it's normally a trips concept. So it's going to change a couple things for the receivers as far as their landmarks go. All right, so we'll start out with the slide right on the outside. The Z receiver is going to take 1 hard get off step, and he's going to aim for 11 o'clock at 8 yards. So when he gets to 8 yards, he's going to sit this down the window. Now it might be over here, it might be here, but he's going to sit in grass wherever the grass is at and look for a window back to the quarterback. If he gets man-to-man coverage, when he gets that 8-yard marker and goes to sit, he's going to take it all the way across, but he's going to take it kind of downhill at about 10 to 15 degrees across the field, running away from that corner. Okay. And the reason we do that is just we want to keep him on our backside. So even if the throw's off a little bit, he's got to go through us to get to the ball. We can cause an interference penalty, if anything. Okay. So that's number 1. Okay. The back is running a swing route here. He is the on flat control. Okay. Now we can run him on a shoot route if we want to. I just prefer out of the backfield to swing this. I think it creates more space and puts this guy in more conflict and makes him have to try to become part of it. Okay. The X receiver's on a 10-yard dig pattern here. He's digging across, and if he finds grass or a throwing lane, he can sit down in it. And then the H receiver on that backside, 2 steps to the inside, and he's running an arrow route, aiming for 3 yards. Okay. Quarterback's on a 3-step line behind the guard. It's 3 mediums, so it looks like this in rhythm. Hitch, and the ball should be out. Okay. So it goes quick. This ball should be out in under 2 seconds most times, unless he has to come all the way to the backside. Then we go 2.2 to 2.4. Okay. Protection up front. I like to use half slide protection. In this case, we would probably half slide it to the backside because if this guy blitzes, we're just going to throw the swing route. If we get the dog here, if we were doing 6-man check protection, we would slide it to the mic and then check to release the back off the backside blitz through the B gap. Okay. Now, the most important route of this is the wide receiver. Okay. And I'm running him on an option route here. He's got an option. So he's going to get vertical through, trying to stay on the inside edge of the hash here. Depending on where we're at on the field, if we're in trips, I want him to get to the hash on his release. So if he's out here, he's got to get to the hash. He's got to always get to the hash for spacing purposes. He is going to read the corner. If the corner bails, he goes to the post at about 8 to 10. And he goes high to the post over the free safety's head, aiming usually, I tell him, upright on this side of the field. If this corner does anything else, he's flat-footed. If if he presses here, or he squeezes the Z, or he goes right into press, or he rolls it all. As soon as he gets over the top of the corner, he breaks for the front pylon into the corner route, and he's aiming for the front pylon at the end zone. That's it. So it's going to be pretty high depending on where we're at on the field. It's going to be kind of a high corner route. He can adjust this flat across into the hole if he needs to. So as he gets to the front pylon, if he feels pressure from his side here, he can adjust this over and kind of run it in like a sail route into the space, into the void. We're always chasing grass, okay? And the quarterback's just going to read it the same way. He's reading the corner bails. He goes 1 to 2 off of a window read. So this strong safety here is going to jump to one window or the other. If this window's dirty, I'm throwing it here. If this window dirties up, I throw it here. Okay, that's it. It's a very quick curl flat read off of this defender. If this corner does anything else, we're going to party and we're going to throw this corner out right now. He's going to go back. He's going to stare this thing into here, and he's going to let it fly out here out in space and let him go get it. Okay. If we get the high corner and he runs the post, and for some reason these windows are both dirty, let's say this guy charges and attacks and he gets a good hard wall out here because he's kind of out here to begin with, then we set our feet and we come back and high-low this free safety because he'll always be wrong. He's going to find a window for you, and he's going to take it over the top. So if he's trying to play it in between, throw it over the top. If he's really deep, go ahead and throw it in front of him. Okay. And then this guy's here is the oh shit route. That's what I like to call it. Okay. So this is your even look. Now, let's move it to a strong look, which is the way it's normally run. Okay. Which will put the H right here. And then we're just running the same. Whoops. You see it. Running the same arrow route here. So now he's going to run this arrow route, and now this becomes the curl flat. Usually what I do is we check release the back to the backside. We'll slide it this way, check release him off of this, and then run him to the flat if we check him. But the rules are still the same. We're still peeking the corner, still coming 1 to 2 if he bails. If he presses, we're still going over the top. Nothing changes in the route. The eye pattern movement is exactly the same, even though we're in trips, and now we have this over here, okay? And then the last way we do it is I run it weak. So now if we run it weak, okay, only thing we do differently here is Y is going to run just the post. He's going to get out in front. He's going to get the post. He's going to take it high over the top. We're still going to do this, and then we will swing the back on this as well. We'll tell him it's a 670 again, and we'll swing him out here. Okay. And the quarterback's just going to read it 1 to 2 quick. 1, 2, 3, gets into this real fast. Corner doesn't really matter on this. He's going 1, 2 for a dirty open window. If he doesn't like it, he comes right back over the top and high-lows his free safety. You just get right into it. So that's the way to run it weak. Okay. So there's 3 different ways to run it. So we will call it Z Georgia even, Z Georgia, or Z Georgia weak. Will be the 3 ways that we would call it. It would be a 670 call or a 570 call, 71 call if we were going the other way. If we were to check release him, it would be a 60 call. I'm sorry, an 80 call. 60 is solid. 80 would be the check release call. So then we would run it as, let's say, we would say 60 Z Georgia, and then tells the or 80 Z Georgia would tell him he's on a check release backside flat. Okay, so that's how we run Georgia. Put your questions in the comments down below, and hopefully we can really get this thing going.